The squad is finally catching a break with no urgent commissions, so it is basically vacation mode activated. Paimon is yapping about how chaotic things used to be with the wild hunt and Fatui causing drama everywhere. It was honestly giving pure chaos energy, but they managed to turn it around because they are just built different like that. They start chatting about the moon prayer night, and Paimon is confused because she thought it was just for specific worshippers. It turns out the whole town uses it as an excuse to do business and party, which is such a capitalist mood. The festival has deep lore involving the Frost Moon Scions and celebrating the moon goddess with flowers and music. Since the commission board is empty, they decide to focus on personal business, specifically that spaceship investigation they had to bench earlier. Paimon drops some accidental wisdom about finding things when you stop looking, which is low-key profound. They agree to keep an ear out for spaceship intel while just vibing and doing other stuff for now. The vibe shifts when they realize they haven't seen the doctor lately, which is super sus. It is actually living rent-free in their heads that the Fatui Harbingers are being this quiet. They talk about Marionette trying to keep up appearances, speculating that she is probably stressing over repairing her robots constantly. The pressure to maintain that girl boss image must be intense. They pull up on Columbina, who is actually sitting up for once, proving she is beating the bed rest allegations. She admits she has been thinking about them, which is honestly so wholesome. She drops some heavy lore about feeling rejected by the planet and fearing she might literally glitch out of existence if she stays too long. It is giving major emotional damage. Columbina reveals her plan to use the moon prayer night to yeet herself back to the moon. She explains the science, like using the tides as a slingshot, and Paimon immediately pictures her getting blasted into the sky. Columbina clarifies it will be gentle, but she appreciates the funny mental image. It is nice to see her laughing despite the grim situation. The conversation gets deep about enjoying the moment versus analyzing it. Columbina claims she is happy even though she sounds exhausted, and they low-key roast her for her monotone delivery. They pivot to inviting her to the festival as a farewell party. She is hesitant because she is technically a wanted fugitive, but they promise to gatekeep her safety so she can make some core memories. Columbina finally agrees to join the festival, deciding to pack some sights into her empty luggage before she bounces. She drops a cryptic message for Lauma about an answer being neither yes nor no, which is peak mysterious character behavior. The squad leaves to recruit more people for the party, determined to make her last days on Earth absolutely slay. They link up with Lauma, who is caught off guard but quickly recovers. They find Varka dealing with a hangover, which is a total mood. Lauma explains that the festival is huge for rebuilding morale after all the recent trauma. It is basically a server-wide event to boost everyone's mental health. They break the news that Columbina agreed to come, and Lauma is shook but happy. Lauma and Varka agree they need to keep the vibes immaculate for the festival. They decide to focus on making Columbina feel appreciated rather than stressing about the logistics of hiding a literal goddess. Lauma mentions that companionship is the key element, and they head off to check out some decorations, fully committed to the friendship is magic aesthetic. The prep work is going crazy with decorations everywhere. They see moon veils that create misty effects and massive sculptures being built. Lauma shows off some traditional snacks, and Paimon is immediately interested because free food is her love language. The whole town is locking in to make this festival absolutely iconic for the moon goddess. Lauma gets real about Columbina, admitting she wanted to offer her a home with the Frost Moon Scions, but felt rejected. She realizes now that Columbina just didn't want to bring heat on them from the Fatui. Lauma decides the goal is to give her blessings for her journey instead of burdens, proving she is a real one who just wants her friend to be happy. They spot Durin and Albo chatting with Flint and interrupt their conversation. Flint explains some weird phenomena where abyssal monsters are appearing as mirages or holograms. You can see them but can't touch them, which is like a glitch in the Matrix. It is happening way more often than usual, and everyone agrees it needs to be investigated before the festival starts. Albo mentions getting a message from Alice about an experiment but losing connection, which is classic Alice behavior. She is chaotic, good personified. They decide to split up the work. The intellectuals will study the abyss and history, while the intelligence broker looks for info to sell. It is all very transactional, but effective. They discuss phantom humans appearing from the distant past, specifically Hyperborea from 6,000 years ago. It is a massive lore drop. The team realizes they are dealing with ancient history replaying itself. They decide to divide and conquer, with the Traveler heading to check out the spaceship rumor that Jahoda mentioned, hoping it is the key to this whole mystery. Jahoda comes in clutching with intel about a spaceship sighting at Star Sand Shaw. The Traveler confirms it is likely their ship, and Jahoda completely geeks out. They realize the spaceship Phantom is appearing because of the festival's energy. Jahoda invites himself along, proving he has major FOMO and refuses to be left out of the main quest. They arrive at the shore and confirm the spaceship Phantom is there, but it is just a projection. They enlist the help of a phantom animal, utilizing Lauma's ability to communicate with nature. The animals try to interact with the ship, but confirm it is impenetrable. It is a dead end physically, but it confirms that the past is bleeding into the present. They find some phantom humans trying to break into the ship to loot it, which is honestly hilarious behavior. Even ghosts are trying to get that bag. The squad follows them but realizes they can't interact or change anything. It is like watching a cutscene you can't skip. They conclude that history is set in stone and they are just spectators. Despite the failure to enter the ship, Varka tries to stay positive, saying proof of existence is better than nothing. He starts acting like a real grandmaster for once. They decide to head back and regroup, and Varka promises drinks if his team finishes first, turning the investigation into a friendly competition because he can never be entirely serious. They stumble upon a tragic scene of phantoms being attacked by monsters. Flint explains this is a replay of the Cataclysm from 500 years ago. It is super dark, watching people get deleted by the abyss while being unable to help. Flint drops some heavy philosophy about history and fate being immutable, showing his age and experience. Flint questions the Traveler about their interest in the abyss, wondering if it comes from hatred or a calling. It gets super introspective. The Traveler admits they don't know, but resolves to see the truth. Flint respects the hustle and decides to trust them. It is a bonding moment over shared trauma and determination to uncover the world's secrets. The teams regroup and realize they all hit a wall. The phantoms are just snippets of time with no real utility. However, they decide to pivot to gift planning for Columbina. They brainstorm ideas like food or lanterns for the moon, but struggle because they don't know her actual interests. They realize they need to ask the Fatui, which is going to be awkward. They go to check on Columbina, but she is missing, and the flowers connected to her life force are fading fast. It is panic mode. Lauma confirms that Columbina is too weak to wander off, so something is definitely wrong. They rush to town to find clues, fearing that she might have been kidnapped or worse, just faded away while they weren't looking. They run into a mysterious stall and hear a voice claiming to be the final boss. It turns out to be Alice, finally making her physical debut. She trolls them a bit before revealing she is here to fix the borders, because the abyss is leaking through. She is basically the admin of Tevat, showing up to patch the server. Alice explains the tri-lunar Sizzy situation. Basically, the power of 3 moons is converging and messing up the world's stability. She is here to clean up the mess, so her daughter Klee can have a safe world. She reveals that Columbina's plan to return to the moon is doomed, because she has technically already disappeared due to losing her connection to the world. The narrative shifts to Columbina's POV as a disembodied spirit. She is wandering around, watching her friends prepare for the festival. It is heartbreaking because she can see them, but they can't see her. She realizes how much she loves these people and just wants to observe them one last time before her battery runs out completely. Columbina watches a family dinner and is shook by the concept of sharing food. It is a stark contrast to her lonely life with the Fatui. She realizes that this warmth is what she has been missing all along. It is a major core memory moment for her, even though she is currently ghosting everyone against her will. Back in reality, Alice explains that Columbina needs a strong anchor to stay in this world, specifically her true name. Neither Columbina nor Kutar are her real names. If they can find her true name, they can stabilize her existence. It is a classic fairy tale trope, the power of a name. The squad now has a main quest: find the name to save the girl. Alice dips out to handle border control, but points them toward Nicole, another Hexenzirkel mage, for help with the moon portal. She drops a hint about minding their heads, which is cryptic but typical. The squad rushes off to find Nicole, knowing they are on a strict timer before Columbina is permanently deleted from the database. They track down Nicole, who communicates directly into their brains because she is extra like that. She gets embarrassed when her automated intro plays, revealing a slightly awkward side to the mysterious mage. She explains the Hyper-Orion history and how they used to communicate with the moons, confirming that a portal is theoretically possible if they cheat the system. Nicole outlines the plan. Use phantoms to bridge space-time and access a time when the moon gate existed. It is technical jargon for, we are going to hack the timeline. They need 3 people with high energy compatibility to act as keys. It is a heist movie setup, but instead of stealing money, they are stealing a pathway to the moon. While Nicole preps the tech, the team scours ancient records for Columbina's name. They find stories of her being worshipped as a god, but none of it feels genuine to who she is. They realize the Frost Moon Scions projected their own desires onto her, treating her like an NPC deity rather than a person. It is tragic and frustrating. They meet up with Hat Guy, Scaramouche, who is working with the academia to investigate Dottore. He is as salty as ever, but helpful. He joins them to meet Arlecchino and Sandrone, wanting to gather intel. The tension is palpable, but having an ex-Harbinger on the team adds some serious firepower and insider knowledge. The group discusses Dottore's suspicious behavior. Arlecchino reveals she petitioned the Tsaritsa to recall him, because he was being useless and sketchy. Hat Guy vents about Dottore's toxic workplace behavior, and Sandrone agrees. It is a full-on roast session of the Doctor, bonding over their shared hatred for the guy. The enemy of my enemy is my friend vibes are strong. They ask the Harbingers about Columbina's name. Arlecchino reveals she never had a mission and just sang in the garden, seemingly waiting for something. They admit they don't know her real name either, just the code name. It reinforces how isolated she was even among her colleagues. She was just an asset to them, not a person with an identity. Hat Guy tries to change the fate of a phantom father looking for his daughter. He uses his abyssal powers to interact with the simulation, trying to warn the man away from danger. It is a desperate attempt to prove that fate can be changed. He fails repeatedly but refuses to quit, showing significant character growth from his usual nihilistic self. Finally, Hat Guy manages to make contact. The Phantom Father can see him and they have a conversation. The man realizes his daughter is gone and accepts his fate, but he finds peace in the interaction. It is a bittersweet victory. They couldn't save his life, but they saved his final moments from despair. Hat Guy learns that effort isn't meaningless. Back to the main quest. They start testing candidates for the portal using a Kuvaki transfusion method. The traveler passes easily because they are the protagonist. Varka fails hard, getting dizzy immediately. Lauma passes, but they still need a third. It is like trying to find a third player for a ranked match, and everyone is busy or unqualified. Arlecchino steps up and volunteers, proving she is compatible. The squad is assembled: Traveler, Lauma, and the Knave. They perform the ritual, fasting for 3 days to purify their energy. It is intense, but they are locked in. Finally, the gate opens and they enter the ancient ruins to find the mechanism to send Columbina home. Inside the ruins, they find murals depicting the War of the Moons. Nicole narrates the history lesson about the Moon Sisters turning against each other and being weaponized. It explains why the moons are dead and why Columbina is fading. It adds a layer of cosmic tragedy to the mission. They are trying to save the last spark of a dead celestial lineage. They reach the end but still lack the name. Nicole drops a massive hint. If she never had a name, they can just give her one. Names are anchors, and if her friends name her, that connection is stronger than any ancient title. It is a beautiful realization. They decide on Columbina because to them it means friend, not harbinger. They call out to her, and it works. Columbina manifests, saved by the power of friendship and naming. She adds hyposelenia to her name, reclaiming her identity. It is a triumphant moment. She is back, physical and ready to party. The squad is relieved, and they immediately drag her to the festival to celebrate her rebirth. The festival is in full swing. Everyone welcomes her home, which hits her right in the feels. Dory tries to scam her at a game stall, but gets guilt-tripped into giving a prize. It is hilarious watching the ruthless merchant crumble before the moon goddess's wholesome energy. Columbina is living her best life, experiencing genuine joy for the first time. Columbina plays a game set up by Nicole, who is frustrated she can't participate directly. Columbina wins a prize and is super grateful, which makes Nicole's day. It is a cute interaction showing that even powerful mages just want to be part of the fun. Columbina is collecting positive vibes like they are currency. Hat Guy and Columbina go on a ride together. He is trying to be cool but is clearly enjoying it. They have a heart-to-heart about fear and the future. Columbina admits she is scared of the end but treasures the present. Hat Guy, usually allergic to feelings, actually listens and offers silent support. It is a rare moment of vulnerability for both. Columbina has a moment with Sandrone, who is being tsun as usual. Sandrone acts annoyed but clearly cares deeply. They play a game, and Sandrone lets her win, or tries to. They say a heartfelt goodbye, with Sandrone masking her sadness with grumpiness. It confirms that the Harbingers, despite being villains, have their own twisted family dynamic. There is a funny interlude where the robots accuse each other of cheating at a card game. It breaks the tension with some slapstick humor. Columbina watches, amused by the chaos. It shows that even the mundane, silly moments are precious to her now. She is soaking up every bit of life before she has to leave. A water balloon fight breaks out involving Arlecchino, Nefer, and Yoda. Seeing high-ranking Fatui and serious officials getting soaked is objectively funny. It is pure chaotic joy. Columbina joins in, proving she can throw hands, or balloons, with the best of them. The barriers of rank and faction dissolve in the face of festive fun. Lauma helps Columbina hang up her wish on the tree. Columbina wishes for everyone to belong and to see her friends again. It is a tear-jerker. They discuss how she will communicate from the moon, using Moonlight as invisible ink. It is a poetic and perfect solution for staying in touch across the stars. The night ends, and it is time for the departure. The squad gives her a parting gift, a card with all their portraits. It is the ultimate keepsake. Columbina is overwhelmed with gratitude. She promises to write to them on the moon. The farewell is emotional but hopeful. She steps into the light, ready to go home, fueled by the love of her friends. Just as she is leaving, Dottore appears out of nowhere like the villain he is. He hijacks the ritual, using the variables he planted to steal the power of the three moons. He traps Columbina and the moon power, proclaiming he will transcend destiny. It is a massive plot twist. The heart-warming ending is shattered by his ambition. Columbina makes a split-second decision to deny him full victory. She opens the gate and throws herself into the unknown, taking the moon power with her to keep it out of his hands. She disappears, leaving the squad horrified. Dottore escapes, having failed his main goal but still causing massive chaos. The happy ending is now a cliffhanger. The aftermath is grim, but the squad refuses to accept defeat. Arlecchino is furious and ready to hunt Dottore down. Hat Guy reveals Dottore tampered with the phantoms to learn the spell. They realize they were played, but they are not out of the game. They resolve to research, fight, and find a way to save Columbina, setting up the next arc. The vibes have shifted from celebration to war.